Hello troubles out there, it's a brand new week and you know what that means, a new week with lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get up to. It's Monday and I was supposed to be working 11 till 2, but due to the burn on my stomach I was told not to work and to rest up, and so I don't have work today, and I'm going in this evening for a follow-up checkup to just get it checked over and rebandaged, and we'll be seeing then if I'm able to work at all this week, or maybe just do my Saturday shift and like rest up till then. But I just have to wait and see what they say, because you don't want to be doing anything too strenuous and making it worse. So we'll just have to see what they say. And I didn't have the best night's sleep last night. I was a little bit uncomfortable and was trying to not like mess up the bandages that they put on, and I got up this morning and they had been, I managed to like obviously like get them a bit messed up, so they had to be taken off and had to have a temporary bandage put on until I get it redone this evening. I then was just catching up on neighbours and had some chocolate jam toast and a cup of tea, had some painkillers, and I've just been chilling and resting up, and it's a little bit sore but it's not as bad as it was, and it's just a little bit uncomfortable, but it's looking a lot better than it was, which is good. And my dad and older sister were helping clear out my grandma's house, and they then got back and they brought some stuff back that they had got for us, and I got given some of my grandma's prints, and I'm sure you guys can clip of those. My dad and older sister went off to clear out my grandma's house, and my dad bought these back for me because I asked if I could get these when asked if there's anything that I might want to have, and these are so pretty. I always remember these flower prints being in my grandma and granddad's bedroom and always loving them, and having them up in my bedroom is going to be nice for me to look at and remember my grandma and my granddad. And they're just so pretty with all the dried flowers and the flower prints. And then my dad also found this drawing that I did for my grandma and granddad, and it made me chuckle because I can still remember drawing this, and I just can't wait to have these up in my room once I get my room makeover starting this summer. I'm going to be able to put these up. So pretty, and can't wait to put these up once my room gets makeover in the summer. It's my new summer project. I'm going to be moving a few things around and having a bit of a bedroom makeover, which will be exciting to get that started in the summer. I then got showered and changed and had to be careful not to get my burn where my bandage is wet, so I had to use some flannels, and I then had some soft cheese sandwiches and a cup of tea for my lunch, and just watched a bit of TV, wrote some more of my journal entry for today, and finished writing my journal entry for last night, as I started writing it and then ended up falling asleep, so wasn't able to finish it last night. I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos and listening to a bit of Kylie, and I am now off to just chill and watch a bit more of Escape to Country and have a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then I'm going to be heading off to get my bandages sorted out and get my burn checked over at the 8 minor injury unit with my mum and dad, and then we're heading off to my older brother and girlfriend's house, and they live just around the corner, and we're going to be having a bank holiday Monday little picky tea, and my older sister's bringing my grandma over, and my younger sister's also coming as well, and my younger brother was going to be coming over, but he's not feeling very well at the moment. He's got a bit of a flu, so his girlfriend's been looking after him at the moment, because they're going to be able to come, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and just see a bit more of the vlog when I'm back. It's later on in the evening now, and I am back from being at the minor injury unit to have a follow-up checkup on my burn on my stomach. So my mum and dad dropped me off there, and I went in and had the checkup, and they took some photos and they cleaned it and rebandaged it, and it's looking a lot better than it was. But they want me to go in on Wednesday to the burns unit in Southmead just to have a little bit of a further look and just to see if they can bandage it a little bit better, because it's in a bit of an awkward place, and they bandaged it the best they can, but they weren't able to do it as well as they could also with the better bandages and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday. And so after that, I then messaged my work to let them know, and I've been told to rest up, so I will not be going to work until I'm back from holiday, because I'm off on holiday next week. So I've got to rest up and not do anything too strenuous. Luckily it's looking a lot better than it was. I just need to just have it bandaged and cleaned, so I will probably be just having to just keep it being bandaged. Might get given some bandage stuff, and hopefully just have to keep it bandaged and keep an eye on it. But yeah, it's feeling a lot better than it was, which is good. And then after that, me, my mum and dad head off over to my older brother and his girlfriend's house, as they literally just live on the corner, and we were going to be having a little bank holiday Monday picky tea. And my mum and dad had got a load of picky tea stuff, and they then brought that all over to my older brother and his girlfriend's house, and we got that all set up, and we then had our holiday Monday picky tea, and I got a snap of picky tea. It was such a good spread. I ate so much. Then we just sat chatting, and I had a cup of tea and some custard cream. I love custard cream so much. And then I was just having a look in the garden, and this is such a lovely house, and my older brother had made some benches out of some wooden pallets, and I just can't wait to be going over there for barbecues in the summer. And I also figured about getting a pool, so we'll be able to have pool parties as well, which is so exciting. And it's such a lovely house, really spacious, and we've got some outbuildings as well. And then my mum and dad head off, and they dropped our grandma home, and then me, my older brother and sister and older brother's girlfriend were playing some games. We played Uno Flip and also played a bit of Wommy Cup, which I'm getting quite good at. My older brother's girlfriend Zoe is just so good at that game. She always wins, she's just so quick at it, and I'm literally like, I'm slowly getting a hang of it, but still a bit not the best at it, and she does help me a lot, bless her. And then we would listen to a bit of music, and my older brother then started watching some of my old vlogs from when I first started, which is so cringy. And then my older sister and myself headed off, and my older brother's girlfriend gave us a bag of sort of leftover food and stuff that they didn't want or need, so we then brought that back, knowing that our lot are probably going to absolutely demolish it. We've got chocolate loads, because nothing really lasts long in this house. If it's food or chocolate or anything like that, it'll be gone like that. And then on the way back, me and my older sister were blasting out lots of really good songs, having a good sing song, having a great time. And then I got home, and I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and just watched Tash's TikTok of her having her gherkin pickle reviews that she does, and it was the one that Jen had got her for her birthday, and it looked amazing, it looked huge. And like Tash, I also love gherkins and pickles and all things like that. And then I sorted out my Buta doll out into a new look, and I'm sure you guys a clip of that. Here's my Buta doll's newest look. Starting off with these shoes, she's got these beautiful gold shoes with these white butterflies on, and she's got some blue down jeans, and then this lovely golden pretty pattern flat sleeved off the shouldered dress, which I put some jeans over the top of. and she's got a choker necklace and her black hat. And this is the whole look. I love that new look, summer vibes. It is such a like boho kind of festival vibe look. And I then had some cereal, finished writing my journal and put that away, worked on some new illustrations and was colouring some of those in, and then I watched today's Home and Away, and I'm now off to go and watch UK soaps. I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday and I got up after a better night's sleep. My burn is still a little bit sore, but it's feeling a lot better, and the blue bandage that I had put on is doing a lot better and didn't move a lot, which is good. So I was worried about the bandages coming undone in the night. Luckily it didn't. I then got up and I had some toast and a cup of tea. I had some peanut butter toast with a cup of tea and just watched a bit of TV, just a bit of music, and then got changed and I was just watching some episodes of Friends. Love that show so much, and I watched the one with the prom video, and it's probably my favourite episode of Friends. And then I was just watching some episodes of Bridgerton season 3. I love Colin, Penelope and Colin, they're so adorable. And then I got some snaps of some of the flowers in my little flower garden that I'm going to show you guys. The flowers are blooming so well and they're just so pretty, and the dailies that I got from Normandy Garden Centre the other week are looking so lovely. And then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and I had some cracker bread and a cup of tea for my lunch, and got a snap of Bear on the sofa, and he's getting so big, and I'm sure you guys. He's like a little teddy bear and he's so playful. And then I was just watching Bridgerton season 3. I love Colin, Penelope and Colin, they're so adorable. I was then just reading some more of One Day and listening to a bit of music and just doing some drawing and colouring in of some of my illustrations. And then for my lunch I had some cracker bread with lots of butter smothered with butter and a cup of tea, and cracker bread is so good. And then I called up Jigsaw to let them know that I wouldn't be going to Jigsaw volunteering that I do on Tuesday nights due to my burn and having to rest up. And then my mum had gone off to my grandma's like she does on Tuesday afternoons, and I then watched Just Like Heaven, which is such a great film, and I hadn't seen that film in a long time. I then ended up falling asleep, and it wasn't until I was getting called by my younger sister to say that tea was ready that I then got up and I headed downstairs to have my tea. And I was supposed to be having pizza, but I have had a lot of cheese pizza and pepperoni pizza at the moment, so kind of gone off that. So instead I had what my mum and dad were also having, and I had a little bit of their stir fry, and I'm going to show you guys a snap of the stir fry that I had. Luckily it was a big portion of the stir fry, so there was enough for my mum and dad and myself. I then was just listening to a bit of music and just doing some more drawing and colouring in of some of my new illustrations, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. And I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday and I got up early ready to go off to the hospital, to the burns unit, and my dad had got back from work early to then take me in to the hospital for my appointment, and the traffic was really bad, so we had to go the long way around, going down all these country lanes, which was making me feel a little bit travel sick, because I do get travel sick, and going down all these windy roads. And then got to the hospital and got there, and we were waiting for what felt like forever. Then I got given this form to fill out, so I had to fill that out. Then we got seen and I got it cleaned and checked over, and it's healing nicely. And where they were cleaning it, it was actually stinging quite a lot, so it's now feeling a little bit sore. It's the first time since having it burnt on me that it's actually hurt. I think because I had the bandage and the gel put on it straight away and the water plus on it, it didn't actually sting as much, thankfully. and so I then was waiting for that to get rebandaged and was supposed to be seeing a consultant, so I was waiting for quite a while, and then in the end the nurse came back and said that I would have to be seen on Friday instead. So they just bandaged me up as best they could and had to shave around the area of the burn to then get the plaster put down. Then they wrapped it around, and I literally have like a vest they've put over my head and over my burn, and I've put the bandage around my shoulders, so it's like a little vest to keep it protected, to keep it all secure, make sure that well in the night it doesn't move at all, which is really good, definitely what I need. And then I went off to the hospital shop and got myself some lunch from there, and then me and my dad got back, and my dad then went off fishing, and for my lunch I had these chicken Caesar bacon wraps with some cheese puffs and an orange lucozade. I had the orange lucozade on the way back as it was so warm in hospital and I was so thirsty, and we were listening to a bit of music on the way home. And then I had my wraps and had this cake that I got on from there, which was this lemon swirl thing, which is so good, and I had that with a cup of tea, and I'm sure you guys that. It was so delicious, and Bear was trying so hard to get to my lunch, and luckily he didn't get any of it. And then I was watching a bit of TV with my mum and was listening to a bit of music, and then I ordered this new Monster High doll that I've wanted for ages, and it was out of stock, and it's finally back in stock, and I'm sure you guys a snap of the doll I've just ordered. She's one of my holy grail dolls, and I've wanted one of these dolls for so long, and I cannot wait to have her in my collection. I then was just listening to a bit of music and working on some illustrations and colouring myself dozing, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and was just reading a bit of One Day. And I got my work shifts for next week, and I was supposed to be working this Sunday coming, but due to my burn I have been told not to work until after my holiday, as I don't want to be doing anything too strenuous like wanting food and drinks and taking plates and stuff, like heavy trays and stuff might not be very good for my burn. So I'm now not back in work till next Saturday, where I'm going to be doing a split shift. So one of my colleagues said that they would do my Sunday for me, bless them, and I'm just going to be resting up and try not to do too strenuous things, as when I move it does hurt quite a lot. And I got this cute snap of Bear out in the garden, and I'm showing you. He's so adorable with his big brown eyes. I sat out in the garden enjoying the sunshine. I was reading a bit of One Day and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and he kept on bringing the ball over for me, so I was kicking that for him. And then I was just listening to a bit of Kylie and watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I then ended up having a little bit of a sleep, and then when I got up, my dad was back from fishing and my mum was getting the tea ready, and we were having spaghetti bolognese, which I love. It's one of my favourites, especially with lots of Parmesan cheese piled on top. I then was just tidying up my office from where I'd been working on some illustrations and kind of self dozing, as it had got a little bit messy. And then for tea we had spaghetti bolognese. I'll show you guys. Of course I had to have it with lots of Parmesan cheese on. I then got Tasha's birthday present wrapped up, as I'm meeting her tomorrow after her shift's finished, and we're going to be having some lunch at the lounge, and I've got her birthday card and gift to give her, and it'd be good to catch up because I haven't seen her since Sunday, since the little incident, and I am looking forward to catching up with her. And then of course we're off to Brighton next week, so looking forward to that, getting away for a few days. Never been to Brighton, and I'm feeling a lot better than I was. Have had some painkillers and it's healing up nicely, which is good. And I've got her birthday post ready to put up on all of my social medias, and I'm just so excited to catch up with her tomorrow. And I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and it's Tash's birthday, so as soon as I got up, I went on to my social medias and sent her a massive happy birthday post and messaged her wishing her a happy 21st birthday. I then was catching up on neighbours and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I then got showered and changed, and then I was just chilling and keeping it steady, and I've been having to be careful of where the burn is, and it's feeling a lot better than it was. It's still quite sore, but it's definitely looking a lot better, and the bandage is a little bit uncomfortable, but it's there to do its job, so I've just got to try and ignore it even though it's a little bit uncomfortable. I did readjust a bit and it's definitely helped. And then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, listened to a bit of music and did some drawing and colouring in, and was reading some more of One Day. And then my Monster High doll arrived, and I'll show you guys a clip of that. My new Monster High doll has arrived. It's Cupid Asteria, and I love her outfit. It's so pretty with the heart, with the bow and arrow going through it, and the bow and the pretty patterns on the dress, and her shoes are stunning with the hearts on, and she's got a heart on here, and then these heart earrings and the heart lips, and she's got this crossbow and arrow bracelet. She's got some arrows, a little card for Draculaura, and then she has a handbag, and then this invite from Draculaura about her 1600th birthday, which is so cute. I just love the details, and I love the hair and her headdress that says XOXO on with the hearts and all the details. And then on the back of the box it has the other ghouls and their outfits, and I'll definitely have to get some more of them. And I just love this doll so much, and she's got a balloon as well, and I'm so glad to have her in my collection. I'm so glad she's in my collection. She's so pretty. I then was listening to a bit of music and doing some drawing and colouring in, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and some furry dog and cat videos. And then I got the birthday present wrapped up and card ready to give to Tash later on, as we were going to be meeting at the lounge for some food and a catch up, and I was going to be giving her a card and present then, and was very excited to be catching up with her. And then my mum had gone for lunch with my grandma, and I was just watching some episodes of Father Brown and a bit of Escape to Country. And then my mum and grandma got back, and I got myself ready to go off to the lounge to meet Tash. And my mum dropped me up there. I had to go up there with my grandma to run some errands anyway, and I popped in to get a birthday card for our cousin, my mum and dad, to send off for my cousin for her birthday, which is coming up soon. And then just before meeting Tash, I went off to one of the plant shops at the top of the high street. I got some plant sets from there. It's such a cute little plant shop. I love the plant displays and all the lovely succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned plant pots, especially that one with the frog on it. It's so adorable. I then had a look around some of the chard shops and went off down to one of the flower shops down the bottom of the high street and got some flower sets from there. I'm sure you can. They've got such lovely bouquets of flowers in there, and was having a lovely catch up with the flower shop keepers in there. I then head over to the lounge, which is just across the road from the flower shop, and met Tash and gave her a big hug and wished her a happy 21st birthday. And then I gave her her present and her card, and we had some food there, and I had a halloumi burger with some chips and a watermelon iced tea, and I got her this massive mushroom plushie. I've got one, and so does my younger sister, and I knew that she'd definitely love it, and she did. And got her a card saying, 1 minute you're hip and young, the next minute you think Crocs and sandals is a good idea, which is perfect for Tash as she loves Crocs, and it just made me chuckle. And I'm going to show you guys snaps of our birthday celebrations for Tash. We had a great time celebrating her 21st birthday, having lots of laughs. I was lovely to catch up with her. I haven't seen her since Monday, since the incident, doing a lot better. It's still a little bit sore, but a lot better than it was, and she was asking me how I was doing. and then we were just chatting about Brighton, and I'm so excited to go off to Brighton with her next Monday. Can't wait. And then I headed off with Tash to head back to hers, as Jamie had got her this massive cookie biscuit cake for her birthday and asked if I wanted to come over and have some. So I was like, sure, why not? Never going to turn down cake. And on the way there, Tash got a snap of me under all of these flags that were up for V-Day, and I'll show you guys that. She always gets such great snaps of me, and I love the sky behind me. It's so blue, and the sun finally decided to come out, and we then popped into one of the charge shops and then headed off back to Tash's, and Jamie brought down the cake, and I'm going to show you. It's such a cool cake, and they gave me a bit to take away with me. And then I headed off to Aldi to get myself some tea, and I just had some sandwiches from the meal deal section as we'd had food at the lounge. And so I got myself some chicken Caesar wraps, and you know how much I love my chicken Caesar wraps, they are my favourite. And also got my mum some sandwiches. Then I got picked up by my mum, and we had to go to McCall's to get some stuff for my younger sister, but there wasn't something she needed, so we had to go to another shop. And we got back, and I had some painkillers as my chest and stomach were a little bit sore. And my older sister was over for a little bit, and I had my chicken Caesar wraps for my tea, and had a cup of tea and that bit of cake that Tash had given me. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal and watch today's Home Away and UK soaps, and have some of these. I also got to show you guys, I've got some Gillian chocolates from the first shop I'd gone to, and I love them, and they are heart shaped, which is so cute. And Tash is out in town tonight, going to be doing some karaoke, and I'm missing out, so I'm gutted, but she said she's going to FaceTime me so we can have a little duet, so I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you guys have all had a lovely day, and I shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday, and I got up early ready to go off to morning group. I had some toast and a cup of tea and just watched a bit of TV. I was watching a bit of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which is such an iconic film. And then my mum had to drop my younger sister off for a doctor's appointment to have some blood tests taken, and they got back, and then my mum dropped me off to morning group. And on the way to morning group, I got this really cute selfie on the car right there where the sun was shining, and it made my eyes look super blue. And then I arrived at morning group, and I got there, and it was lovely to see everybody, and told them about my little burn incident. So they're all wishing me well wishes, and it was really good to just get there and keep busy and not think about it. And it's feeling a lot better today. It's a little bit itchy, which means it's healing well. And I then was doing some baking at morning group, which is one of my favourite things to do at morning group. Always love a bit of baking. And whilst we were doing that, we were just chatting and having a good catch up with everybody and seeing about what everyone has been getting up to. And then we had our tea and coffee break and some biscuits, and I sat in the garden and I had my tea and biscuits and got some flower sats from the gardens. The gardens are so beautiful with all the lovely flowers and roses, and when in the kitchen doing the baking, I noticed some yellow and pink roses outside of the kitchen window, and knew that I had to get some flower sets on there, and had a lovely walk around the gardens. And then we continued on with the baking of these little cornflake chocolate biscuits we were making with some chocolate cream in the middle. And then we cooked those, and after they cooled down, put the cream in the middle, and I'm sure you guys will start with those. They turned out really well. They kind of look a bit like onion bhajis. I then got picked up by my mum and got back. I showed my younger sister, who said, first of all, that they looked like onion bhajis before even saying anything else. And I was like, they are not onion bhajis. They are chocolate cornflake biscuits, and they look a lot better than they taste a lot better than they look. And I had one with a cup of tea. I then had some bear cuddles, and he was very happy to see me, wagging his tail, getting very excited. And then I had some egg mayonnaise sandwiches and watched a bit of Bargain Hunt, and I'm now off to go and head off to the hospital to have my bandages redone and it checked over, and I'm going to be having to have it rebandaged on Monday and then on Thursday, so every 3 days. So I'm going to be hoping to get some bandages to take away so that I could do it from home, as I'm on holiday next week, Monday to Thursday, and so just going to get that sorted out. And yeah, I cannot wait to go to Brighton. So excited for that. I've already packed most of my stuff, and yeah, I will see when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I got back from being at my doctor's appointment, and it's looking really well. They just rebandaged it and just given me some more bandages to rebandage it myself, and I'm going to need a little bit of help with that for my mum, because it's a little bit tricky having to like get the bandage over the top and like get it put in place. So they're going to have to help me with that. And then when on holiday on the Wednesday, they said I could have a proper shower, because I've had to be careful where the burn is. So I'll be having a proper shower on the Wednesday, but I've got to make sure that it's tepid water and it's not too hot, because we don't want it to be too hot for the burn. I'm a little bit nervous about having my first shower, because it's probably going to sting a little bit, and I've just got to dab it when drying myself, not to rub it. So Tash is going to have to help me put the bandage on afterwards, and I let her know, and she said yeah, I'm all cool with that. So she's going to be my nurse, and it's healing nicely. Really itchy, which is a good sign, because it means that it's healing well. Not so good for me, because I'm trying not to scratch it or like rub it. I'm trying to keep away from that, because I don't want to make it sore or irritate it or anything like that. And then I got back, and Bear had whipped up one of the pillows, and it was all over the floor, and I'm going to show you guys. Oh dear, he has not done anything like this before, so I was just like, oh my gosh. I'd seen loads of like funny videos on Instagram and TikTok of like things like this happening. Did not think Bear would do that, but obviously he was feeling a little bit destructive, and so we had to clear it up, and he felt very guilty and was giving us those big puppy dog eyes. And I was like, how can I be mad at such a cute thing with those big brown eyes looking at you? And then my dad took Bear off for a walk, as he obviously needed to let off some steam. So they went off for the walk, and I wrote a bit of my journal, wrote some illustrations and coloured some of those in, and there's a bit of music, just did some sorting out of my office and tidied that up, and had a cup of tea and some biscuits. I then ended up having a little bit of a nap, and then my mum ordered tea, and we were having a takeaway for tea, and I was going to be having some doner meat and mint sauce and some chips, as I love the doner meat, but I'm not a big fan of the doner kebab, so I just had the doner meat with the chips. I then was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who and listened to a bit of Kylie, and then our tea arrived, and for my tea I had the doner meat with the mint sauce and some chips, and also got some salad, and had the jalapenos, which are my favourite, and I'm going to show you guys the food that I had. It was so delicious. I then watched a bit of St. Trinian's, the first one, so iconic, and also watched a bit of Jack and the Giant Slayer from 2013 with Nicholas Hoult in, and that's one of my favourite films. I remember when it first came out, I would watch it over and over again. I then finished writing my journal entry for today and put that away, and had some cereal, and just watched some illustrations and kind of some of those in. And then I was just watching today's Home and Away, and I'm now off to go and watch the UK soaps and Interior Design Masters, which I'll see you more vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up after a lie-in, my first lie-in in ages, as with my burn I haven't really been able to get comfortable when sleeping, so I've been moving about a lot and just not been able to get comfortable, and I was finally able to sleep comfortably, which was good. I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and just was watching some episodes of Bridgerton season 3, and I cannot wait for the new season to be out. and then I got myself showered and changed, and I was listening to a bit of music and just doing some drawing and colouring in. I'm watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I just read some more of one day, and then my mum went off to our family friend's house, and I then got myself ready to go off for a walk, and it was a lovely sunny day with beautiful blue skies, and I went off for my walk and was listening to music on my headphones and enjoying the sunshine. And the new bandages that I've got on is working really well, and it's not as sore, which is good, and I was able to get out of the house for a lovely walk, and I got some really pretty flower snaps I'll show you guys. I had a great time off on my walk, getting some really pretty flower snaps with such lovely colours on. I then made my way up to the high street where the V-Day or like stalls fair thing was going on in the high street. So lots of market stalls and lots of like food vending machines and stuff like that up there. So I headed up there and went off to one of the pubs where my mate Tom works, and was having a catch up with him and had a pint in there, and was telling him about the burn, and he wished me a speedy recovery, and I was talking to him about Brighton. Can't believe we're going to Brighton soon, so excited for that. And then I had a look around at some of the stalls, and I got this Stitch mug, and I love Lilo and Stitch, and I just cannot wait for the live action Stitch movie to be out soon. Gonna definitely be going to see that in the cinema with Tash soon. And then I had a look around some of the child shops, and then I went off and got myself some strawberries and cream in this little tub that they had on one of the stalls, and I'll show you guys that. It was so delicious. And then they had some people performing some songs from the wartime. They were performing We'll Meet Again, and they were amazing. And they had a still band playing Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, which is iconic. And then I went off to the plant shop at the top of the high street, and they had a load of flowers at the front of the plant shop. I got some flower stuff. Such beautiful flowers, lovely colours, and I especially love the dahlias and the sunflowers. I love dahlias and sunflowers. And then I head off to get myself some lunch from Greg's, and I'm going to show you guys the Greg's I had. The Greg's was so delicious. I had it in there as they have little tables that you can sit at to have the food, and I had a cheese onion pasty, a custard slice, and an apple juice. I love apple juice so much. And I bumped into my boss and one of my colleagues who were running the little coffee truck thing we have in the high street for the little V-Day celebration fun day fair the town were holding, and they were asking how I was getting on, and I was just like, yeah, doing a lot better, still a little bit sore and just resting up, and it was good to get out of the house. And it was the furthest I've walked for quite a while, as it had been a bit sore to move too much, and I'm finally feeling a bit like my old self, which is good. And I'm not back to work till the Saturday, doing a split shift, doing 10 till 3, 5 till close, and it's also the Eurovision final, so I'll have to record that, or hopefully get back in time to see who wins. But I'll record it and probably watch it when I get back from work, so I can fast forward through all the trouble. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. Love a bit of Eurovision. And then I made my way back, and on my way back I got some more flower snaps. I was able to get so many rose snaps. I love roses and the wisteria as well. It's just so pretty. And I also got a snap of this duck or swan. Not quite sure what type of bird it's supposed to be, but it's a bush shaped like a duck or swan, and I'm going to show you guys that. I think it's supposed to be a duck, but yeah, it's really cool. Like I've said many times before, I love the things that I come across on my walks. I then got back and I was just listening to a bit of music and doing some drawing and colouring in and working on some illustrations. And then I watched Beauty and the Beast, a live action movie, and it's so good, and had some of my Gillian's chocolates I got the other day. I'm going to show you guys a snap of those. They're so pretty. I'd shown you the box, but I actually hadn't shown you the inside, so when I opened them it was really cool, little like heart shaped. And then my mum got back from being at our family friend's house, and I got a snap of Bear sat ready to have his tea, and I'm going to show you guys. He's so adorable and he's getting so big. I then was listening to a bit of music and tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse and got everything ready for Monday, all in little piles ready to get my suitcase out of the loft and get that packed for tomorrow, ready for Monday. And I cannot wait to go to Brighton with Tash. Gonna have such a great time, and keep seeing all these TikToks that I've obviously looked at things to Brighton to keep popping up, and it's just getting me so excited. And then for my tea I had a salad, and I'll show you guys that. The salad was so delicious. I was then just posting some snaps on my Instagram that I got whilst out, and I'm going to show you guys this mirror selfie that I posted on my Instagram. It's such a pretty mirror, and you guys know how much I love a mirror selfie. And then my mum and our family friend had gone off for an afternoon tea earlier on, and my mum and our family friend have brought back little doggy bags with some of the stuff that they can eat, as there's quite a lot of stuff, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of some of the stuff that they brought back. Here are some leftover bits from an afternoon tea that my mum and our family friend went to. It's so cute, and obviously they had a lot to eat because there's a lot left over. There's this chocolate star, this chocolate strawberry that's going to be mine, and some scones. There's a bit of cake here and some cream and jam. It looks very pretty, and I love this little napkin with the bumblebees on as well. They look so delicious and are very pretty. And I had the little shortbread with the chocolate strawberry on, and it was so delicious. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching new Doctor Who, and I shall see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up early, ready to go off to a car boot sale with my dad and my older sister, and had some breakfast and watched a bit of TV and was having some bear cuddles. And then me and my dad went off to collect my older sister from hers, and I popped in to collect her to go off to the car boot sale, and she was just finishing off drying her hair. So whilst waiting, I was just sat in the living room, and I got a snap of this really cute photo of us from when we were all younger. It was my brother and sister's christening, and I'll show you guys that. We were cute at one point. We then had to head to Tesco's, and I got some cash out to take to the car boot sale, because most of the car boot sale probably wouldn't be taking any card, so just some cash. I think some were doing card, but some were just doing mainly cash, so I took cash just in case. And then my older sister had to go in and get some antihistamines. Hay fever is running wife this year. The pollen count is so high, so she needed some of those, and she got me a Fanta and got herself a drink as well. And whilst in there, I was going to see if I could find a hat, because I forgot to bring my hat with me, and it was really sunny, but they didn't have any. And we bumped into our family friend, so we were having a nice chat with him, and then we head off to the car boot sale and had a good look around there, and there were quite a few stalls. So I was having a look at lots of the car boot sale little stalls they had and little setups, and they had some really cool stuff. And then we went off to another car boot sale as well, and then we dropped my older sister home, and we got back, and I'm going to show you guys the things I got from the car boot sale. Here are the things I got from the car boot sale this morning. I actually went to 2 car boot sales in the end. I went with my dad and older sister, and we picked my older sister up and then head off to the first car boot sale, where I got this doll here, and her dog poops, and there's a poo and the things you clean it up with, and it shows you how to use the dog to make the dog poop. And I love her outfit with the top, the jumper with stripes and the shorts, and then she's got some pink trainers on, and then on the back it has some more photos and demonstrations of how to use it. And then I got some sweets from the second car itself, from the Smatter Sweet section, and they had some fizzy cola bottles and some jumbo bananas, or whatever they want to call them, foam bananas. I always know them as foam bananas, and I love foam bananas, and can't wait to tuck into those. And I'm going to open this doll up for you guys now. Here is my new Barbie doll opened up, and you can see she's got the dog, which is huge. It's a ginormous dog, and she's got a little collar and her little lead that she's holding on to, and she's got her striped jumper and shorts and pink trainers, and then she's got her little cleaning up equipment to use for the dog poo. I don't know why it's so massive, well, for a massive dog I suppose. And then here's the poop, and she's got the little bowl, water bowl, a little bone in there, which is very cute. And then you put the poop inside there and then push that down and it comes out. I do not think I'm going to be putting it in there because I don't want to lose that, so I'll probably put that away somewhere safe and put these in the dollhouse on display. And it's such a pretty doll and a lovely dog, lovely eyes, and yeah, I'm so happy with this new addition to the dollhouse. And I'll probably put her outside one of the dollhouses so it looks like she's taking a dog for a walk. Here's the doll with her dog. I stood her up and it looks like she's taking her dog for a walk, and there's a nice little scene going on here. There's got one here with a suitcase and she's talking to these two over here. You can see one on the corner, and then there's two people in the little phone box. And I love making little scenes like this. It's just so cute. Then after sorting out my dollhouse and rearranging a bit of that and moving a few things around, I was then sorting out my Bluetooth doll, and I put her in the outfit that the doll that comes with the dog was in, and I put her in a different outfit that you saw in the clip with her on the little display in the dollhouse. She's now wearing a yellow vest and jeans, and I'm showing you guys a clip of my Bluetooth doll's new look. Here's my newest Bluetooth doll's look. Starting off with these shoes, she's got these black buckled boots with these black netting stockings, some blue shorts, and then this black and white striped jumper, and then her black hat, and then she's got this double chained necklace, and this is the whole look. I love that look. I then had my lunch and I had some egg mayonnaise sandwiches with a cup of tea. I was then reading some more of One Day, writing a bit of my journal and just working on some illustrations and cutting some of those in. I then ended up having a little bit of a nap, and then the weather had gone a little bit dark and gloomy, and it started to lash it down, and we heard a loud crash of thunder, and I love thunder, it's so cool, and that earthy smell of the rain leaves is just so good, and just love the smell of rain. I then was watching Paddington 2, which is one of my favourite Paddington films, and then I was just tidying up my office and watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and my mum was getting the Sunday roast ready and it smelled so good. And then my younger brother and his girlfriend came over, and my older sister came over as well for tea, and then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and then for tea we had our Sunday roast, and I'll show you guys that. The Sunday roast was so delicious. I then had my pudding and I had a white chocolate magnum. I love white chocolate magnum so much. And then I got my backpack packed with my illustration book, my book I'm currently reading, my Kindle, my chargers and bits and pieces like that, and got my suitcase out of the loft and packed all my clothes and essentials, and we'll be packing my toothbrush and shampoo and stuff tomorrow morning, and then we're going to be going off to Brighton. I can't wait, me and Tash, it's going to be so good, off to Brighton for a few days, and the weather's supposed to be really nice. I've got to get my bandage rebandaged tomorrow. My mum's going to help me rebandage that because it's a little bit fiddly, and then I'll be all set. I'm picking Tash up and then going off to the train station, and we should get there for about 3ish. And yeah, I'm so bloody excited. And I then was just doing some more of my illustrations and finished colouring in some of those, and I'll show you guys 2 of my new illustrations coloured in. Here are 2 of my new illustrations that I've just finished colouring in, and I'm going to show you guys those in further detail. Starting off with this one here, she's got some black jeans with a blue high heel, and she's got one leg behind the other. She then has a blue handbag, some black acrylic nails and a black ring, and then she has this blue shoulder padded dressy top with a black belt. Then onto the face, I love this face with the black eyelashes, the red lip and the choker necklace, and the earrings. The spiky earrings are so cool, and I love the black dye hair. And then onto this one here, she's got this blue off the shoulder dress with some sparkly boots, a cupcake handbag which is so cute, some black acrylic nails, it's got a ring on and some black netting arm gloves. Then she's got some space bands, the black wing eyeliner and this really cute necklace. And those are my new illustrations. I love colouring my illustrations in with my gel pens, especially the sparkly ones. They make them look so pretty. My younger brother and his girlfriend then headed off, and they wished me a lovely holiday, and my older sister stayed for a little bit longer and then she headed off too, and also wished me a lovely holiday. I'm so bloody excited for Brighton with Tash, and I got most of my stuff finished packing and it's all packed ready. And I then finished writing my journal entry for today, and I've just been watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and I've just been watching the Girl in the Fireplace episode, which is my favourite Doctor Who episode ever, and I'm going to be finishing off watching that, and I'm just going to be chilling and probably head to bed early as I've got an early start tomorrow. And I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and all have a lovely new week ahead. The next time you see me, I will be in Brighton, and I will see you with a new vlog coming very soon.